morning, everybody. I had so much fun doing this yesterday. A few people supported it and actually liked the video that I put out, so I figured I'd do it again today. So this is my commentary from the car. A couple things I want to touch on today. First one's going to be this court case where the judge just ruled the police officer that got 10 years for shooting another guy in his apartment because she entered the wrong apartment by mistake. It's a pretty unique situation. I've heard a lot of comments. I've heard people talking about it. I didn't follow the case start to finish. I kind of wish I would have. I heard about it at first, and I was like, man, this is going to get blown into a race deal real quick. And from what I understand, prosecution tried in some areas. I heard one person say, well, there was some fault on both sides. I see both sides of it. Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that there was fault on both sides. From what I understand, this gentleman was at his house watching his TV, minding his business, and eating his ice cream that he actually bought and paid for. He didn't lick it and put it back on the shelf. He took it home and ate it the right way, you know. I don't think there was any fault on his side. I think there was a serious lapse of judgment on the police officer's side. Mistakes are made. I've found myself in some various situations because I wasn't paying attention, or I was tired, or whatever. Where I have a problem with this is, and where things really don't line up for me, is this woman was a police officer. She's been trained, hopefully, for similar situations. I've never known too many police officers. You read about stories here and there, but most police officers may draw their weapon, but there's some sort of shout out, if you will, freeze, or who are you, or anything like that, where it gives that person a chance to respond and or do the right thing from that point forward to avoid being dead. I don't understand how, if he was sitting there eating ice cream, watching TV, she thought he was an intruder. Okay. But, there was no warning. There was no, let's figure this out. There's just, he's dead. That's a horrible time to realize that you're in the wrong apartment. I mean, so if I came home to my house and there was somebody that I didn't know sitting on my couch, watching my TV, eating my ice cream, you might be at gunpoint, but you will probably not be dead yet. It'd be more like, we have a few final questions before I approve or deny your application. Okay. So, with her police experience, with general experience with different situations, that's where the breakdown is for me. To me, there is a serious lack of self-control in this situation. Jumping to conclusions. I don't think it was a racially motivated situation. I think if she was that much of a racist, I think there would have been a serious pattern of behavior with her being a police officer. They would have been able to find a serious pattern of biased behavior. work-related sense with her, and it would have been really easy to prove. Also, shout out to the brother of the victim in this case. That his words and actions in the courtroom were an extremely prideful use of or display of humanity. When something like this happens and you can even find the words to say that you forgive the perpetrator, in this sense, in this case the officer, that it was very heartwarming. It gives me a lot of hope for the future of this country and the people in it. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. It's crazy. There's a lot of things that didn't line up to me, but that's where I stand on it. I don't think it was racially motivated. I think it was a serious case where she didn't use any of the training or really a lot of common sense in the situation. I think the sentencing was appropriate. There's discussion and controversy over that. If what she said was true and everything, and it was lapse of judgment, I don't know. That's a tough one. Like I said, I didn't follow the case all the way through. I don't know all the little details of it. Seems like everything came out in the wash, and I do think that the sentencing was fairly appropriate, considering it was not a racially motivated, or what you would call a hate crime. So anyway, that's my deal on that. The second thing that I want to touch on is a little hypothetical situation. Okay, let's say that you and me and some other people, we work at a job. Okay, we go in every day, we do our job, we get along with our boss for the most part. There's disagreements, as there is in any job, and not everybody likes their boss all the time, but for the most part, everything's hunky-dory. Well, say that boss leaves and we have a new boss. Well, let's say we really, really don't like our new boss. Right? We think he's a jerk. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but our interpretation is like we just really don't like working for him. Maybe he's just a different type of boss than the one before. So we're working this job, and we decide, you know what? We're going to get rid of this boss. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to devote all of our time and effort when we're supposed to be doing our actual jobs. We're going to devote all of our time and effort into finding ways to get our new boss fired because we don't like him. Okay? So instead of being productive, we start digging around and looking him up online and calling people and going around and talking to people and finding out anything that he's done wrong, anything. We're going to file a complaint. We're going to get him fired. If we did that instead of our jobs, I'm pretty sure we would be the ones getting fired because we were no longer productive. We're no longer doing the job that we were hired to do. We're using that time and that money that's going in our pocket for the time at work. We're using that solely to get rid of our boss. Now, not only does that not seem right, but like we discussed, it wouldn't take too long and somebody would be like, okay, you guys aren't doing anything. We'll get somebody in here that's going to work. Right? Now let's take this one step further. let's say that it's other people that are the workers. And let's say that people like you and me are now the boss's boss. And you see all these people that instead of working are just running around, scrambling around, using all their time and resources to get this guy removed. You might raise some eyebrows, but first things first, you want a productive business. So we got to find out what's going on. And we're probably going to fire some people, or tell that boss to fire some people. Well, if you know me at all, you probably realize this is not exactly a hypothetical situation anymore, is it? No. This is what's happening in our country. From even before the time our president was elected, certain people in Congress have vowed, promised, sworn, chanted, devoted themselves to getting him removed from office and impeaching him. And they haven't rested. Now, I'm going to challenge somebody to, post on here with a link one bill, one law, one process that Congress has gotten pushed through for the benefit of people. Let me be more specific. For the benefit of citizens, legal citizens of the United States of America, since Donald Trump has been elected. Maybe there is. I'm not saying there is absolutely nothing. What I am going to say is that there's not nearly as much as we could have had with them doing their darn jobs. That's what I'm getting at here. Okay. So, I want to throw that challenge out there. Here's another news flash. People like you, me, we, the people, yeah, we are the boss's boss. We elected Donald Trump. Whether you voted for him or not, we elected Donald Trump as our president. Multiple investigations have found that there were no votes changed. We elected Donald Trump as president. Okay? We also elected the members of Congress. So, we have employees that work for us that have devoted all of their work time to ousting their boss because they don't like him. We're going to have opportunities over the next few years to fire these people. And I think darn well we should. Because that's what would happen to us if we worked a job and we did exactly what they were doing. This is our responsibility. We got ourselves into this over the last few decades. We've gotten lazy as a voting society, and we've allowed some of these people to stay in office way, way, way too long. Because the votes come and go, nobody pays attention, and we just let it ride. But then we complain about it. It's our job to be their boss, and when they stop performing to our expectations, it's time for us to make some changes, and that's what we need to do. All right, so I'm off my soapbox for today. This has been commentary from the car. If you like it, hit the button. If you think other people will like it, share it with them so they can hit the button too. Anyway, you all have a wonderful and blessed blessed Friday. I'm going to try to get to work alive, and you guys have a great day. I'll be seeing you soon.